morning and welcome students in Ganeshankar Vidyarthi Subharti College of Journalism and Mass Communication. Dear students, today our topic is regarding the concept of journalism. As you know, there is a slight confusion as there is a lot of discussion going about the concept of journalism. Actually, what journalism is, what do we mean by this journalism? Before making it clear, before clearing the concept, we should know about the background of anything which we are going to discuss. So it will be better to start with the background of the term journalism, where from this term come into existence, what is really the origin of this term. So I am going to show you some slides which will somehow make you clear, make things easier for you to understand what is the concept behind this word. Okay, so my first slide, as you can say, is defining journalism, giving its origin. The word journalism or journalist are derived from the French word that is journal, which in turn comes from the Latin word. And here you have to think about it. It comes from the Latin word, and the Latin word is journals. What does that mean? That means daily. So here comes the concept that the journalism is from the origin of Latin word journals, that is daily. So when this word daily strikes your minds react to it, and you say, yeah, whatever is the daily affairs that comes under the periphery of journalism, and nobody and nothing can stop it. For example, the sun rises daily, the sun sets daily, day comes, day goes, night comes, night goes, and it is of daily affairs. Nobody can stop it. Exactly. Same thing is with the term, the word, the concept, and the work of journalism and journalists, that it is the affair of daily. And whenever you go out, whenever you come back, you see things, you feel things, everything comes under the periphery of this journalism. So the next discussion, the next point of discussion is why this word daily, and where from this word has immolated. What is the origin of this word now, daily? This is also the point of debate, that why this daily word has been converted into journals and then journalism in turn. So the next slide will clear you regarding the concept of this daily. Look, when we are trying to understand, when we are trying to discuss about the background of the word daily, it comes from a room. Where? From room. The rooms around 130 BC used to put up 2 handwritten bulletins in the form, that is, in the main square of public. In room, somewhere, what Romans used to do, they pick up a spot, a public spot, a public sphere, where there was a rush of lot of people, where lot of people usually used to come and communicate with each other, and they pick up that very public sphere space and they put out 2 handwritten bulletins daily, and these handwritten bulletins were named after acta diurna. Acta diurna. Now, acta means activities, daily activities, and diurna means daily. Now, it may clear you the things. The journalism is origin of this acta diurna. that activities, happenings of daily that is going in and around your societies, in and around the communities. And this comes up from Rome in way back in 130 BC, where they used to pick some public place and come and put out these handwritten bulletins, and these were not news, exactly the news, but the happenings, what is going in and around, keep people updating. And later on, this term kept developed. Development is everywhere, as we see, right? Same thing happens with this word ektadurna, that this in turn started to develop, and philosophers, sociologists, social scientists started working on the term. And when they found it very interesting, they found it very adequate to work on, and they converted it into the profession that is called journalism these days. And this journalism has now become so much essential part of the life of the people that without journalism it's not easy to think regarding anything. It is so much essential as it is oxygen to human beings, because they keep updating in this world of competition where science has reached in that level that it is growing, it is keeping developed every day, every second and every minute. Same is the case with journalism. The journalists work their heart out to keep people updating regarding the latest happenings, regarding the latest events, and the people who are doing this job are simply called as journalists, right? So now, as we have learned about the concept of this word journalism, what is the origin of this word and why was the origin being originated, and we have learned that it was somewhere in the room where all the things happened to start on daily basis. Later on it keep developed, and in turn today we are blessed with the one of the best profession of all time, that is journalism. Now, to being specific or precise to define journalism, there are a lot of philosophers, social scientists who have given their theories, their definition, to give it a bit clarity, to define it with little clear senses. And in next few slides we are going to discuss about these definitions. So now what we are going to do, or we are going to discuss about few definitions given by dominant philosophers or the social scientists. The first important and interesting definition is given, as you can see in the presentation slide, is given by Dennis McCune. According to his definition, according to his words, any paid writing for public media with reference to actual and ongoing events of the public relevance. Here, Dennis McCune is pointing out two things. First, the paid writing for public media, and then he is pointing out ongoing events to public relevance, right? Anything what journalists cover, what they write, what they investigate, and they are being paid for that. And then what they should cover, or what they should input in this journalism is anything or any event, but that should be of public relevance. That means of public interest. Whenever or whatever we are going to cover is for public. That is not for journalism himself or the journalist's for themselves, but that is for the public. So while covering these ongoing events, while covering these happenings, one should keep in mind that that is for public relevance. That means that should be for public interest. It should have impact on the public. People should look or listen or see it with a lot of interest. That should catch their interest. That should deemed to catch and deemed to go through your stories that journalists cover, right? So any paid form that journalists cover regarding the public relevance is according to Dennis McCull the concept of journalism. Secondly, as Leslie Stephens, according to his views, this is very important definition. According to Leslie Stephens, journalism consists of writing on matters of which public or people are ignorant of. Easy but very meaningful definition. Leslie Stephens, a well-known social scientist, philosopher, communicationist, is in the view that when we are going to discuss this journalism, one should keep in mind that it covers all that matter that is being boosted, that is being given to the public, which they are ignorant of. That means they don't know, right? Which people don't know, they are ignorant of, they are not known what is going around them, what is going in their societies, what is going in their communities, what is going in their states or countries or even in the world. If somebody gives them the knowledge of those things, what they are ignorant of, what they are not known in past, that is journalism. That is the duty, that's the responsibility of journalists, that give those views, give those news, give those updates that people cannot access easily by themselves, because people, common man, don't have essentials, they don't have facilities, they don't have time to go every nook and corner of the societies or communities to get the news, to get the information. So it is the profession that gives them the knowledge about anything, about any event, about any accident, about any happenings, about any development. So what it brings some change in the system. It brings change in the life of the common people. It gives them exposure, it gives them essential knowledge which they were ignorant of. The third definition which we are going to discuss today, as you can see, is Eric Holdings of Times Magazine. According to his views, journalism is conveying of information from here to there with accuracy, with insight and dispatch, and in such a manner that the truth is served and the rightness of things is made slowly, even if not immediately, more evidently. This is regarded as one of the best definition of journalism by Eric Holdings of Times Magazine. Now, if we can understand this definition only, this will clear a lot of things regarding journalism. This will give us the opportunity to really understand the concept behind journalism. And if this definition is understood correctly by our journalists, by the students of journalism, that really is going to benefit all our profession, our societies, our communities, our countries, our states. What is his viewpoint? Simply, journalism is conveying information, right? No doubt, journalism is the profession that conveys information from here to there. And now the important things you can see is with accuracy, that journalists should be accurate because they are the people with most credibility. People, societies, communities trust on journalists blindly. They have faith that whatever is put out in media, whether it is print media, whether it is electronic media, it must be right, it must be correct, it must be accurate. There is no point of doubting by the people on the media. So now it is the job, it is the responsibility of the journalists to convey this right message, to convey the message with accurate figures and facts. You should go to check and recheck these facts and figures before putting out, before publishing them, before broadcasting them, before telecasting them, because you should keep in mind that your words are being trusted by the people. People are always trusting your words, trusting your writings, trusting whatever is broadcasted in electronic media or whatever is published in print media. Then it should dispatch in such a manner that the truth is served. Here, it is not the job now, it is now the responsibility of journalists to serve the truth. What is truth behind every incident? What is truth behind every happenings? What is truth behind every story? Common man, common people, the general public should serve the truth because they have the right, they have all rights to see, to think and to get what is truth. We should think, we have to think. Is today's journalism based on this thing? Are the journalists really doing or serving this responsibility to coming up and guiding the public with truth? Because as I said already, that Eric Holdings has a strong belief that journalism is the job to serve the truth with correct and accuracy. And now, as you can see, he explains this thing, why the truth needs to be served, why there is an essential need to serve this truth to the society. Because rightness of things is made when people, when public, when audience come up with this truth. The things will automatically correct, the things will come to the rightness, the systems which we believe. I'm not going any controversial thing to comment about the systems, but as they say, that systems have some loopholes here and there. And if we have to make these systems, whether this is political system, whether this is educational system, whether this is system regarding our health department or anything, it should be correct. And how it can be correct? As we live in the democratic country, we have the right to choose our representatives in every field and in every sector. So when this truth is served, that what we are in need of, what is the need and what is the hindrance that comes between development. Because as we know, at times India was one of the best or one of the ever-growing developed country. It was very fast, one of the very fast growing nations. And other nations were simply looking India as the model of development. But what happens then? As unfortunately it happens with the lifespan of countries, that countries grow in cycles. Countries don't progress in a straight line. You must keep your brain open to understand this, that countries don't progress in straight lines. It progresses in cycles, in 5-year cycles. That is where the concept of 5-year plan has emerged. And somehow and somewhere, we were one of the best nations of the development. Countries were looking us as a symbol of development, as we have one of the world's greatest universities that needs for a developed nation. But unfortunately, what happens, that is not our topic, that we were way behind in this periphery of development. Now, if we are lagging behind in somewhere, that means there is some concern in any system. So this system and these things can come to rightness. Or rightness can be served if the truth is served, if the people should know what is going on and what should have gone on. So it is now become the essential job of the journalists to serve people about the truth, right? So that the rightness of things is made, and here he is saying that the rightness of things is made not immediately, but slowly. If people will get the benefit to know the truth, somehow and somewhere this system will get correct. It will take time, but slowly. It is the job of journalism, it is the responsibility of journalism to understand and to serve truth to our citizens, to the citizens of this country. Looking forward to some other definitions, we can also discuss that journalism is a report of things as they appear at the moment of writing, not at the study of situation. That means journalism is of current affair. Whatever is going to happen when you are filing a story, when you are writing a news story, you should cover all the current events and update all the current events to the public. Journalism is the timely reporting of events at the local, provincial, national and international levels. That means now this definition is about or regarding the vision of the journalism, the area of the journalism that it should cover. Firstly, the timely report. That means the news that is something new and that is something that is currently going on or has just happened. So now it defines the area of journalism or reporting. That means it is the events of local, provincial, national or international level. That means it is not limited. The area of journalism is not limited to certain or to particular or to specific areas. It has a wide open area. It covers societies, it covers communities, it covers religions, it covers states, it covers country, it covers the world as a whole. So, being the good journalism, or as a student, we are trying to understand all concept behind our profession, behind the profession of journalism. And it's our duty, it's our responsibility that we have to cover all the happenings that is going on in nations and in world as a particular. So here comes when we keep people updating what is going on in the nations, in the countries, in the world. What it does, it unites people. Globalization, the concept of globalization is come to existence, and media and the journalism, is playing the great hand, is playing the great role. Another field, that is international communication, is always and already the concept of the same thing, that we have to communicate at global level, we have to communicate largely, we have to communicate for international understanding, we have to unite nations, we have to communicate beyond borders. Border never comes in the way of communication as it might does in any other moment, but communication, there is no borders, there is no boundaries, there is no barriers. For the benefit of the people, we have to decide, we have to make up our mind, and we have to join hands with each other to come and bring the change in the society by serving truth to the general public, by letting them know what they are not known so far. That means simply what they are ignorant of, we have to let them know. Thank you, students. We'll discuss some other important issue or topic regarding the journalism in next session. Thank you so much.